Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is C Chronicles and I post fragrance related content. If you're joining us here for the very first time, please do consider staying by subscribing. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Welcome to a rating of the Khadlaj fragrances within my collection, with 10 being my least favorite, number 1 being the utmost favorite. And disclaimer, fragrances, scents are subjective. What I may like, you may not, and vice versa. We're going to start with Harim Al Sultan, and this is the perfume. With Harim Al Sultan, the perfume, its major undoing is the fact that it had tough competition because what was one of their best sellers was the oil. The Harim Al Sultan oil is fantastic. Sweet oil, it's got the citruses. Something in that oil feels like pineapple, but it's very concentrated, and then it's got like a soft sandalwood, and it's very, very much in your face, where if you walk into a space, people are going to smell you. Now, the fragrance in itself is, of course, that representation, but the fact that this is alcohol based, it doesn't quite hit it. So the expectations that I had for this one were kind of like and then I let it sit. I thought, okay, maybe it needs time, but it's just still giving me that shy presentation of everything. And this is more like on the citrusy side than anything else. That pineapple is there, but it's just like very, very soft. So I will just stick to the oil. On number 9, guys, is going to be Ria. This was their 2025 / into 2026 release. And this, I just get a simple, fruity, non-complex, simple, crowd-pleasing, designer like fragrance. This does incorporate cherry, and I do get a jammy cherry in this, but the same weight the cherry adds to this fragrance is also the same weight that the strawberry and the raspberry adds to the same fragrance. Say for instance, they bought it because they really, really love cherry scented fragrances. They might end up thinking, where is the cherry? This is a sweet, jammy feel of a berry fragrance. Of course, with that cherry, if you dig it up, but to me, it's just a simplistic DNA, and it doesn't really do much for me to give it a higher rating. Now on to number 8, and this has a cult following, Cloud Candy. It's on number 8 because it's another rendition, of course, that Yambuji Marshmallow, one of the most beautiful scents on the market. And by that, I'm not saying this is not beautiful. This is beautiful as well. It does actually match what you get from the real thing, but it came way after we'd gotten, I think, one from French Avenue, one from Paris Corner, etc., etc. So it just arrived and became one of those redundant DNAs in my collection. I think you can see where it's at in terms of use, that I don't use it that much. This one is Brown Choco. Lafayette is also a subsidiary of Khadlaj. So if you see some fragrances that say Lafayette, it is a Khadlaj. Now, this is a chocolate scented scent. What the bottle looks like is exactly what you expect this to smell like. It's a double dose of dark chocolate and, you know, that powdered cacao at the top. So you're going to have 3 layers of chocolate doing whatever it's supposed to be doing in this fragrance. Okay, so it's chocolate, chocolate on chocolate. And then to top it up, there is that caramel, right? This is, okay, to me, it is a vivid gourmand. I have to be in a particular mood to want to smell like this. It does have the pistachio as well, because the theme around this fragrance was on recreating Dubai chocolate. And it is very realistic in how it smells, where you're going to have those cacao flakes, a greenish, nutty pistachio. You end up wrapped in this chocolatey gourmand with even a milky feel. The caramel note could have been amplified a little bit in this to make it a more sweet. Okay, it does have a powdery sweetness about it, but not the sort of sweetness that I thought the caramel would do in this fragrance. So it's kind of like light and powdery in that chocolatiness about it, despite it having the caramel note and the vanilla. Those two do not intensify or present this one as a sweetened representation of what it's doing. So I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by sweetness in a fragrance I placed at number 6, and this one is Cafe Latte. In Cafe Latte, guys, there is caramel, right? And I'd say caramel in here is very sweet, and maybe this is the fragrance, you know, that's making me not appreciate their brown choco as much, because this is sweet. That caramel lives to the promise of the sweetness. It does have an ice cream note, also lives a double dose of vanilla, and I would say Stay away from this fragrance if you do not like your fragrances on the sweet side. This is super, super yummy. It is even making me hungry to an extent right now. And it has that coffee. When I got my bottle, I was hoping that the coffee does not take over. Coffee does not end up putting this one in a situation similar to French coffee. And no, that is not what the coffee does in this, okay? What speaks the most is that creamy ice cream note, in a sweet, yummy caramel. Sitting on number 5 is going to be my Musk Pour Ember. We used up one bottle that we had, and then I had this one. The DNA, that this fragrance is inspired by is a tough DNA to my nose, which is that Amouage Guided. That is an obnoxious fragrance. Some will say it's not wearable, it's beastly, it's too much. Is of course a serving of that hazelnut, the frankincense, the almond, some florals there, vanilla pear, but it's a heady fragrance. And that's exactly what I get from this. So this is not blind buy sales. After I got my 46, I'm looking at pairing this maybe on the bottom side of my ham and then wearing the 46. You will still get remnants of the original Guidance in 46, but that one is really more tolerable to the nose. I'll move on to the next Khadlaj, guys. Here are our products as Macedon Perfumes. We started off with Proud Mary, 120 ml, straight up of 4 unisex fragrance. Proud Mary is a fruity floral with some wood spices, patchouli, pineapple, and some cardamom. And then Numerher in our numbers series, our release that we dropped a couple of months ago. This is also a unisex fragrance, very beastly, makes use of the chocolate and some quince. Also has a little bit of some patchouli, very yummy, nice peachy scented scent. And of course, we are working on a countdown to the official launch of Numéro 3. That is our third release, guys. Fragrance centered on some rose, spices, blackcurrant, etc. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts once you have Numéro 3. For now, you can purchase Proud Mary and Numéro 3 right here on YouTube or on our website www.macedonperfumes.com. Number 4 spot, guys, is going to be Mansion. And Mansion by Khadlaj is their interpretation of Angel Share Paradise, okay? And Paradise from the Angel Share line by Kilian is a fragrance I feel was awesome to add to the Angel Share DNA because it does really flip everything around, especially with that addition of the berry, which is that raspberry. And this, now that it's set, it has gotten better. And if it continues to do what it's doing, honestly, this could sit somewhere in my number 1 spot in future. I love what Mansion is doing. I love that the cognac note holds its own. Certainly it's boozy, but there is that weight of the raspberry asserting itself, saying, I'm going to be felt here whether you like it or not. Yes. The raspberry is speaking. Notes I was worried about is the Okmos and the Tonka. I was worried about those in terms of what this one would end up presenting those as. And no, I'm not really getting an Okmos in here still. But the Tonka, I would say yes, but it's sweet. The caramel and praline adding... it's not a yumminess, but I don't know how I can put it across. And overall nuttiness to this fragrance, I love it. So it's Mansion and it's sitting at number 4. On third position, I have 2, and I'm going to start with Orange. It's a beautifully done amber scent that's rich. It's dark. It's got the booze, okay? This uses, I think it's rum. Let's see, maybe I need to spray it on a blotter because I'm trying to see whether it was whiskey or rum or something. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. There is an oaky feel in this fragrance. The booze that they have used is not drunken to my nose, but rather woody and oaky. And this one has those dried fruits, and it has the woods, and it's rich, it's embery, and it's, the note combination here could make you think that this is going to be a fragrance that's not pleasant. but it is. Oh, I like this. It's another one that has gotten better with time. This one, I believe, is inspired by Clive Christian's Blonde Amber. So yeah, I do expect some tonka, myrrh, woods, booze in this fragrance. Also managing to have a subtle sweetness about it. So love it, love it, love it. Another one that makes it on number 3 is going to be Vanilla Dunes. We've had multiple renditions of the Altair DNA. I came with Perseverance from Paris Corner, and the one I swear by is Out of Nature by Lattafa. And this, I love this one. This one amps it up a notch when it comes to something that feels like chocolate. So this is a gourmand. It's got the vanilla, it's got the woods, and it is a good contender to Altair. And that caramelly, chocolatey twist that my nose perceives is what made me not declutter this. And it's sitting at number 3. And sitting on number 2, guys, is Musk Blend. Okay, it's a musk, something that is gentle, soft, inoffensive, but long lasting. And guys, look at the dent. I'm not sure whether Khadlaj still makes this. I hope they do. I hope they do not discontinue, because this is a good musk. I love this on its own. I sometimes wear it as a comfort scent, and it is sitting at number 2. Now on to number 1. All right, drum roll, number 1. And these are the ones that I absolutely love. And if you know, you probably know that Empire Victor would have made this list. I'm not sure whether Empire Victor is still rolling out or they have rested it out. I don't know. It's a gorgeous gourmand, lemon cake, candy, lemon, creamy, dessert-like, and no-brainer. This is a number 1 for me, guys. Now the last one is going to be Panache Angel Dust. Double dose of vanilla you're going to get from Angel Dust, and it has that creamy tuberose and a creamy sandalwood, and that double dose of vanilla in here makes it sweet but also mature. There is a creamy feel about this fragrance, of course, coming from the whipped cream, and I like that it is a beast in terms of performance. So you're gonna get a sort of like a quad, 4 layers of creaminess in this. Creaminess coming from a whipped cream, creaminess coming from a sandalwood. White floral presents as creamy. Not sure if this one has praline. This is gorgeous. It's long lasting. You're going to leave a scent trail. You're going to have people asking you what you are wearing. So this is one that's going to be value for money. You need a few sprays of this. Otherwise, in the sun, it can be a push and pull. But the quality of this fragrance made it such that I had to put it at number 1. So this one, guys, tops the charts together with Empire Victor as my favorites. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Let me know your thoughts about the house or Khadlaj. Which ones are your latest favorites? Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.